Now CNN's on the defensive with Cuomo. The best to see them struggle through the Cuomo.
Now they know how it is.
Three sexual assault charges. Yeah.
Cuomo?
So, yeah, in New York. So he's like trying to like battle that. It's such a beast. He's like, I'm old. That's my grandpa used to greet me like that. You're like, all right, man. All right,
my grandma used to greet me like that.
He's like, my grandfather used to grab my face like that.
Hey. It's funny you say that.
In the whole room, everyone's like, what?
Yeah. Some things you should
know what, though? In his defense, there is some truth to that.
Your grandma used to grab you?
There is some truth to how we used to be.
He's Italian.
In the same way that we used to be more, casually racist. We used to be more, what I'm saying is like.
Drop the F word.
Yeah, we used to like.
For gays, it was very casual.
Yeah, man.
It was a different time.
Different era, like even my mom, like you look at your parents. Your parents have very racist ideas.
My grandma was so racist.
My mom would say some shit like, okay, when my mom was, when the dementia wasn't, one of my closest friends is gay. All right.
Okay.
He's a brother to me, and he was sick. And I said to my mom, I said, yeah, he's not feeling well. My mom goes, whew, hope it's not AIDS. Listen.
I won't be on camera laughing.
Listen.
But also.
And that's that era.
That's that era.
If you gay,
that era.
And you go, oh, AIDS. Here come that AIDS. Here come that AIDS. So, it's like, so I'm not saying it's okay, but the thing is,
ignorance is bliss to back then, they didn't know.
It's like Bill, I always root back to Bill Burr's bit, the Donald Sterling. Was that the thing?
Yeah, Donald Sterling.
Yeah,
the Clippers owner.
Yeah, the Clippers owner. He goes, what'd you expect?
This old billionaire, black girl hanging out with all these black guys. What'd you think he was going to say? Yeah, I don't want you hanging out with these guys with giant dicks all the time.
Yeah. I know, man. It's a weird thing. But so now, again, the sensitivity or the things are being weaponized again, and we just have to try to weather the storm. I wish it wasn't so.
You got to tiptoe.
Wasn't so politicized and stuff like that, but
social media heightens everything too.
Again, not defending Cuomo in any way, but I understand. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like what I'm saying is like you go, okay, well, what's happening here? So he did what to you? Like what I don't like is the association that it's all catch-all. So, some guy from an old era, sees you and he just goes, look at you pinches your cheek or whatever the thing, or however the hello is. If you're trying to say that's the same as he put drugs in your drink and then you woke up naked next to him.
Yeah, different.
Is there no distinction between what, so sexual assault's now the catch-all for everything?
Yeah.
Catch-all for everything, and
it's like a blanket. It's like some blanket different, man.
Then it's like if you believe that, then I go, okay, because there's listen, messing with people's boundaries and in their space, you don't know. But what I'm saying is, give somebody the opportunity. What we need to do moving forward is like we have to make it okay for people to say like you got to go, hey, can I hug you? I'm a hugger. That's what I do now. Hey, I'm a hugger.
Okay.
Because maybe somebody's not a hugger. You might hug somebody, squeeze too tight, and they might feel uncomfortable. Like, ooh, I didn't like what he did.
Yeah.
Then
they go to HR.
Then you go, oh shit. But what I'm saying is, do we have to assume everyone's a creep? Can it be like, I didn't really feel comfortable with that. Can I get the opportunity to go like, oh man, my bad.
Well, I was listening to Breakfast Club and they were talking about like the works, because they were saying, Cuomo in the workspace, and they worked for him and they're not allowed to do that. So they were having a discussion on it, and all three of them, Envy, Charlemagne, and Angela Yee, they were like, there should be no flirting in the workspace. And in my head, I'm like, that's not right. You're assuming all those guys are creeps, and you're assuming all the girls don't want to be hit on. Well, and also, a lot of relationships start in the work.
I was just about to say. Yeah. Geraldo said that. He was like, talking about news people that have gotten together, people that work together. Like, at what point, I get it. So because of this, you have to have a catch-all. So because of a few creeps, you have to go, okay, so none of this should happen at work. And I totally get that, though. Like, there is a part of it that you go, like, you're on a movie set, and maybe you and the makeup lady are vibing.
Okay, I'm with you.
All right? Mm-hmm. But during the shooting, it's probably best that you keep it professional.
For sure.
Okay.
On that rap day, that's when you like, listen, you free on Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've been, so what I'm saying is, it's more nuanced than just being like, hey, none of this ever.
That's also not realistic.
It's not realistic,
Yeah.
but the problem is like, unfortunately, the few creeps that take shit too far
Ruined it.
ruined it. And even ourselves, we can look at ourselves. Every man, I don't care. You could pretend like you're not whatever you want. Everybody can lie to themselves. Every dude, if you look at it on paper, has crossed the line. Okay,
Interesting.
Because it depends on the circumstances and the situation and the person you're talking to. One line that might work on one chick is completely inappropriate
Maybe
to
weird as
another.
fuck
Another one,
over
yeah.
here.
Weird as fuck to another.
yeah.
And it also depends on, like, unfortunately, the difference between annoyance and harassment and acceptance
It's a fine
is
line.
attraction.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it just so you, as a guy, I just think that we need to try to act more appropriately,
More professional.
more professional in professional settings. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's like because then because everybody jumps to extremes. So when we're trying to say, like, I think it should be okay to date somebody that you work with, the extreme people will be like, yo, so you think you could grab her ass at work and
Yeah,
say,
it's like, no.
no,
Yeah,
motherfucker, I'm not saying that, bitch.
no.
You know what I mean? Stop putting words in my
Yeah,
mouth.
not
That shit
at all.
pisses me off.
Hit him with the bitch.
Yeah, because they go fucking bitch. By the way,
Yeah.
when I say bitch, I mean motherfucker.
No. When you say bitch, you say
And I
bitch.
like it. That's just one of my favorite words. Bitch.
too.
And I don't mean it the way people. You need to stop calling people bitches. I don't.
But it's like you just say bitch.
That's
Yeah.
my
Kevin
word.
Hart said different level.
So I just think that when so how do you do that? So it is case by case. Look, when I probably even said this on this podcast already, but I remember we had this for I'm dying up here, because then it was like Me Too era was heavy. All right? So they would always have a lawyer come in, a consultant before you start shooting, and they sit everybody down and they talk about sexual harassment on the job. But one of the things the lady said, it was like, listen, this is not something that you can necessarily like put on paper, but you know it when you see it. All right?
Okay.
It's just like pornography. It's like if you have some art book with like, it's like statues of babies and there's the baby booties and stuff like that. Someone easily could be like, oh my God, what is this, child pornography? But you look at it and you would be like, no, this is art. It's clearly art. But like, who defines that?
Yeah.
So like you know when
you
you see
know.
it, and harassment is the same kind of thing. It's like all I said to her was hello. Yeah, but did you go, oh, hello?
Yeah.
Look at his face.
Look at that lip.
Good morning.
Yeah, I go to straight HR.
If I see that lip, I'm
That's
like,
what I'm saying. There's a way.
Why's your lip like
Why you
that?
You okay? You like what?
you got that bunny love lip.
I gotta be like that in court all the time. What?
I'm like this all the time.
So I mean, there is a way of like, there's a
Yeah,
way of
you know
saying
what's
things.
up.
It's
Yeah,
like,
you guys know what's
okay, it's like I remember I was at this restaurant. What is that place?
Where at?
Jones on 3rd.
Jones
Hell
on
yeah, I
third.
love
Hell yeah.
Jones.
That's what
Okay, do you know Jones? All right, so
Yeah.
in Jones, you sitting at tables like this.
Very
Right?
yeah.
And then there's like, people could be right here. So behind me, 2 girls sitting here, right? Me and my buddy, we just talking. A dude comes over and starts flirting with these girls.
Doesn't know.
Behind you. Okay.
Yeah, he don't know them. And it just doesn't go well.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, but my thing is like, I'm sitting like this and the girl's sitting like this. So we're literally like this close to each other.
Okay.
When the guy leaves, I lean over and go, that didn't go well, huh? And she was like, oh my God, it sure didn't. And we start yip-yapping, all right? She's one of these hippie chicks. She's hippie. She got a tank top on.
Dirty Air Force.
You know what I mean? In
Right,
the middle
one
of the
bread.
in the middle of the conversation, her titty pops out.
Dude, this day and age, I would say shit. I would just went.
Listen,
What did you do?
Titty pop out, right?
titty
Now,
out.
now I'm in a
pop out.
dilemma.
How you react?
Yeah.
Now I'm in a dilemma.
Okay, what you do?
Do I tell her?
No.
That's A.
This titty's out. Okay, A. Okay, but check this out. B. I don't tell her the titty's out. But then she looks down and sees the titties out and knows I've been looking at this titty the whole time.
Was it a big ass titty?
It was
Normal
listen,
titty.
I ain't
Hippie
going to
titty.
detail.
Hippie titty.
It was a
Hippie titty.
It had an
Hippie
areola.
titty.
It had an areola.
It was,
Yeah.
but it was like, oh, the titty. Listen,
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, maybe a little drool, but here's a titty. Okay,
All right. The titty right
So
there.
I made the
He's
choice.
hungry.
He started licking his lip. The lip came.
He's off.
Did you already order yet? You need to see the menu.
So now I'm in this dilemma, but I made the choice. I need to tell her about this titty.
yeah.
She need to know about this titty.
You told her.
But how I tell her about the titty is where the harassment comes.
Make a joke.
Because I can't be like this.
There goes that lip.
That lip.
Guess what? Your titty out.
Yeah.
And later I could say, what? I was telling her her breast was out and I needed, no. So I just went, excuse me. But
You did.
You did the little motion.
yeah, I went, your titty is.
I done did something.
She went like this.
Okay, she was
But by the way, she knew that titty was out. Come on.
Yo,
You know your titty is out. That hair
I was
conditioner
about to say,
is
don't come.
hitting that nipple. Don't act like you didn't know that titty was out. All right. But anyway, the point is, I felt like
Batman titty.
I knew in that situation. I said, I'm not even listening to her because she's like, because I'm thinking, damn, this titty, and I need to let her know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just like looking at her like this.
You were here
Like,
sweating
how
bullets,
do I
dog.
get this titty into the conversation without being a creep?
Yeah.
And and so what I'm saying is like it's one of these things that I say, you know it when you see it. You can feel it. You know when a dude is like, it's like after shows, man, and you got these chicks and they with their boyfriends, and and the chick's a little drunk, and then she's like, I like you,
Yeah.
and then you gotta look at the boyfriend like, get your shit,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awkward
get
shit
your,
ever.
get your
The
shit,
worst.
Yeah.
because I might fuck her tonight. Just kidding, just kidding, Rachel. That's my fiance.
Like, what the fuck?
The views expressed by Eric in this joke clearly a joke. No,
That's the fiance camera right there.
I know, baby. But what I'm saying is like sometimes you have these moments. Okay, so you just got to go like, hey, how do you deal with it? And then you have other situations where the couple is like the guy's like, yeah, she like you, Brendan. She been watching. She been watching you for a long time. Meaning like he wants you to fuck his girl, and then he want to sit in a chair and watch.
Jack off.
Okay, so what I'm saying is like, how you handle that? You're just like, I mean,
You don't.
you know what I mean? Like, how far is the chair from the bed?
You in that suite?
Yeah,
You got a suite or you got a regular room?
house? Is it like
That's sweet.
You got Airbnb? What we doing?
you got those sheet banisters? Like, no, but so I mean, again, interactions between human beings are way more complex and nuanced, which is my favorite word. I use it all the time.
Nuance.
It's way more than just a headline on Twitter.
sure.
It's way more than that because people still take your words and parse them and make them what
Always,
they want,
no matter what.
they want. But I say to you, okay, so even if you're doing it like that, then you can see how there's all different types of perceptions. You know what I've been saying on my podcast? Look, I don't mind that people are sensitive. All right, I'm sensitive. I'm a sensitive guy.
Me too.
That's why when something happens and somebody says something about me, I get sensitive. So I'm no longer being like, oh, this generation is sensitive. No, I don't mind you being sensitive. But what I mind is when you weaponize it.
How about when I get off stage at the Laugh Factory? Right away, you go, bro, I figure out what you look like. I'm like, what? This is in front of a bunch of other comics. I'm like, what? You're like, you look like a Rottweiler who got his shit together.
Oh, you do, bro. Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying, dude.
Grab that mic, son.
You do. Look, bro, look.